How do you spell abstruse? Abstruse. How do you spell acquiesce? Acquiesce. How do you spell acrimonious? Acrimonious. How do you spell alacrity? Alacrity. How do you spell ameliorate? Ameliorate. How do you spell agile? Agile. How do you spell ancillary? Ancillary. How do you spell antediluvian? Antediluvian. How do you spell aplomb? Aplomb. How do you spell apocryphal? Apocryphal. How do you spell assiduous? Assiduous. How do you spell asunder? Asunder. How do you spell belligerent? Belligerent. How do you spell benevolent? Benevolent. How do you spell bilk? Bilk. How do you spell blithe? Blithe. How do you spell callous? Callous. How do you spell capricious? Capricious. How do you spell clandestine? Clandestine. How do you spell coalesce? Coalesce. How do you spell avid? Avid. How do you spell contrite? Contrite. How do you spell conundrum? Conundrum. How do you spell copious? Copious. How do you spell corpulent? Corpulent. How do you spell corroborate? Corroborate. How do you spell swift? Swift. How do you spell debilitate? Debilitate. How do you spell deleterious? Deleterious. How do you spell demure? Demure.